Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakodah. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, They Shall All Die in Their Unfaithfulness. And this is from 2nd Ezra 15 verse 4, but I'm going to start at 1. It says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of the people of the Israelites the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So all these prophecies are going to come to pass. That's what's meant by faithful and true. These things that you're reading, these prophetic scriptures, will come to pass. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity, the unbelief of them trouble thee that speak against thee. It's talking about the Israelites that speak against us, that come against us, that want to debate, that want to say that we're not teaching the truth. All these individuals, men and women that come on TikTok, coming against the former One Westers, the camps, they're all going to die in their unfaithfulness. It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And it seems like they're coming from all kind of directions, because they've been hearing this word. They've been, going on the web. They go on YouTube. They might run into an IUIC video. Then they might run into a GMS video. Then they may run into a ISUP or whatever, Sakari, whatever the case may be. So some of them learn but never go nowhere. They just learn. Some of them learn certain things and they'll set up their own camp, and they'll take certain parts from our IUIC, certain part from GMS, certain part from ISBK, certain parts from Sakari or any other group, and they'll kind of come up with their own thing. Now, if they're sincerely teaching and they're teaching, breaking the scriptures down the right way, then they can very well be one of the elect, because the Messiah said that. I'm not going to get that, but that's in the book of Mark. You know what? Let me go ahead and try to get that. I believe that's Mark 9. Could be Mark 13. But I know it's in the book of Mark. So our job is just to go out and teach the gospel. The script, Most High said in Paul, the foolishness of prophesying, the foolishness of preaching, rather, because it's foolish to the ones that are not of the elect. And they heard, and there's no excuse now. So when they die, when their children die, when their mama die, when their grandpa die, when terrible things happen to them, they're going to look for answers, and then they're going to think about Israelites. Oh, maybe I remember them calling on the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. They're going to call on the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is not going to deliver them. So let me open this up. So we're coming down to the wire before the fire. Give me a second. Waiting for the blue light to come up. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, Mark, let's try Mark 9. Let's see where that takes us. Okay, I think I found it. Dire warning. And John answered him, saying, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And he followed not us, and we forbid him, because he followed not us. But Yahushai said, forbid him not, for there is no man which shall do a miracle in my name. This is why Bishop Nate, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, is not dealing. Well, he's dealing with him, but he's dealing with him to be a stumbling block for the zombies that he captured. That can lightly speak evil of me. All right? So now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to this video. Okay, I'm going to X this out, because I don't need it. X this out, because I don't need this. Okay, now I gotta find the video. Okay, this is it right here. So this is video I rolled up on GMS Tampa today. For what if some don't believe or did not believe, call the cops on these people. Yeah, this guy, and I put a comment. I said he's on Sonnetta's platform from time to time. Does them debates. He like knocks the scriptures. So if you go to Sonnetta's page and you put Chris Harris, you get him. He's like a consciousness type of guy, but I believe he was a Christian and he became disenchanted with Christianity. So, I mean, you can get information on him. But the mistake that he made, and I'm gonna let you hear it.
That point.
On in GMS, that's what I call him.
Yeah, that's the guy talking right now. This is his page, Chris MVP Harris.
Let's keep it going. Let's get this thing going here.
Right. We're a nation of kings and priests. Right. Everybody don't need the Urim and the Thummim. That's why the world's the way it is. Yeah, too many people got too many opinions. Yeah. We don't care. The world don't care. Nobody cares, really. People just want to get on the comment board and talk shit.
Look at this. Look how ridiculous this looks. They done went and stole some damn material from Michael's Arts and Crafts and then draped it over him looking stupid.
See? And what does the scripture say? That there will come in the last day scoffers. You saw they went to Michael's Arts and Crafts and look how
Yeah, they're making mockery and being a scoffer. That's why I opened with 2nd Ezra 15. Don't worry about them. Because the Most High is all of them are gonna take that microchip because they want to eat, be able to buy and sell and be in society. They'll be doing their debates. Sarnetta and them. Sarnetta gonna get the chip, and they're gonna be chipped up, and they're gonna still be doing debates. They're gonna still be doing what they doing. What during the time of Noah? What was they doing? The same thing. Niggas were talking shit. Back during the time of Noah, there was niggas talking shit. There was motherfuckers committing adultery. There was people murdering other people, doing all manner of wickedness, and laughing. And did they not mock Noah and his sons? Yes, they did. Until the day the ship or the ark, the door was closed, and it said the Most High closed the door. And I can imagine them banging on the door because back then it didn't rain. You had what was called a mist. That's in Genesis. I believe that's the 2nd chapter. So they laughed until that rain kept coming. And they all drowned. So this time, the Most High going to send a ship, but He's going to send a spaceship. He gonna send many spaceships with angels in the spaceships, but the gigantic ship, as Ezra saw as looking like he thought it was a mountain, that's the ship that the elect is going to be delivered in. So we're going to meet Yahweh. It says that we're going to meet Yahweh Shai in the air, and we shall forever be with the Lord. And at that time, anybody that died in the name of the work, in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, they're going to come up out of them graves and they're going to get their bodies back, but they're going to come back as young men in their strength. And that's when that change is going to come. So I don't got it. You can watch the rest of this. But that's why when the Most High starts taking these people out, left and right, we're not gonna shed a tear after them. We're not gonna give a damn, because we know that's the judgment. And they're supposed, remember, they mocked Noah. So they mocking us, and they hate us. So when the Most High start taking Jake out, we can't help them. If they try to get with the Most High and learn, if you know that they mocked again, you can't. They're the enemy. They're like another nation. So you can watch the rest of this video, and I'm pretty goddamn sure, this is a soldier of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, which I subscribe to him. You're going to get a lot of information, but I'm going to give you a couple of precepts. So this is the first precept that came to mind, and I'm positive the up-and-coming, the teacher, up-and-coming elder prophet, because not all of us are elders. You got young men, you got elders over them, but they're up-and-coming elders. It says the second epistle I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance, because we were those people back in the past, that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets. The prophet is God's man, as Orson Welles said in the late great Planet Earth. Really like to open the first 5 minutes of the movie. And of the commandment of us, the apostles of Yahweh and Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. The coming day of the Lord. Give me a second. Let me just do this. Hold on for 1 second. excuse me now. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days, we are in the last days, scoffers, walking after their own lusts, doing what they want to do. They have their opinions and saying, where is the promise of his coming? Remember you guys said he going to come by the year 2000? Well, we here another 25 years. Where is he? Nobody got to listen to you. For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. So you had a lot of people, thousands upon thousands of individuals, mostly men, some women, that came into this truth, that went to the main school at One West, stayed for X amount of years, and a lot of them fell off. A lot of them fell off after 2000. When 2000 came, a lot of them they said, this is bullshit, I'm out of here. So what was the year 2000 prophecy all about? It was about a stumbling block, a rock of offense, because you got offended. You said, I don't got to listen to them. They told me that 2000 missiles are going to come and we're going to be out of here. And here we are, we still here. So they got offended. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water. Remember that at that time, the map, you had one body of land that was called a Pangea, which means, Pan meaning all, and Gea could mean like land. The terrestrial part of the earth as opposed to the water. So it was one big mass of land. You didn't have islands back there. You didn't have, nations. Africa was not set. Actually, Africa would be east of South America. You take a world map, you put the pieces together. It's like a puzzle coming back together. So what broke that land up like that? That devastating flood. Same thing gonna happen when the missiles hit. When the missiles hit Babylon the Great and hit Palestine, and missiles going back and forth, it's gonna shake, it's gonna quake the whole planet. So the aftermath is every place that has these tall buildings, they're all gonna come down. Every wall shall fall. Let me go see if I can find that. Every wall shall fall, Bible. Okay, let me see what comes up. Okay. Ezekiel 38 and 20. And I believe it mentions wall. See, we have to come out and tell you whether you hear or forbear. That's, in other words, we can't say we ain't going out no more. We got the 144,000. No, you still got to go out, and and the majority of the people that you're gonna talk to are people that's not gonna believe, and they're gonna talk shit about you. Guaranteed, this guy, for what he did, he signed his own death certificate. The Most High is gonna take Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is gonna take him out. Ezekiel 38 and 20, so that the fishes, I got to read up above that. By the way, this is talking about the same event, the destruction. Start from 18. And it shall come to pass at the same time when Gog, which is Russia, shall come against the land of Israel, saith the Lord power, right, the land of Israel, that my fury shall come up in my face. It's talking about it. This is something that's getting ready to happen. For my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel. That's when the missiles hit. So that the fishes of the sea and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the field and all creeping things that creep upon the earth and all the men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake. We got to start using this more, because there's going to be the whole planet is going to shake. So all those high buildings, the Eiffel Tower, everything's going to come down. Everything that's tall and exalted is going to come down. So from the missiles, the missiles are going to make the earth rock back and forth. Shall shake at my what? At my presence, because the Most High is a consuming fire. That's in Hebrews, and that's also in the Old Testament. But Paul repeated that statement in the book of Hebrews. Consuming fire. So he's going to be in the missiles. He's going to guide those missiles. And the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground, the great wall of China. And I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains. The sword, the Most High sword are the missiles. Isaiah 34, saith the Most High, Yahweh, every man's sword shall be against his brother. That's 2 Ezra 15 and 16. I got to read 22. I got to be allowed to read the 22nd verse, 38 and 22. And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, which is death. Pestilence is blood, and will rain upon him. The missiles are going to rain upon you, and upon his bands, his armies, and upon the many people that are with him. An overflowing rain of missiles, and great hailstone, fire, and brimstone. Did not John see that? Did not he refer to those missiles as, what did he call it? What did he call it? Hell. Great hailstones. About the weight of a talent. A talent is about 75 to 100 pounds. What he saw was the nuclear warheads, the multiple nuclear warheads. So these people that's into that Hamitic stuff, ain't no Isis, Anubis, Horus, Set, Osiris. None of them are going to save you, because they're all, they're not real. They're not real. So let me come on back. So what I did was, I clicked on the word scoffers. And when you scoff, you make mockery of somebody in a joking manner. That's what they did to our Lord, our Savior. So here we are giving Jake the truth, and they're bucking up and laughing and mocking and making jokes with this truth. So Most High's not going to have mercy on this guy, Chris Harris. He's not going to have mercy on him. He's not going to have mercy on Sarnetta. He's not going to have mercy on any of these guys. He's going to kill every last one of them. He may let him take the chip first, or he may kill him before the chip. Scoffers, G1703. Let you hear it. I'm not gonna make this.
Strong's G1703. Impictes.
So you heard it. Impictes. And the word is a mocker, a scoffer. So we're reading 2 Peter 3 verse 3, and also it's found G 1703, and Jude 1 verse 18. How that they told you there should be mockers in the last time, or the last days, who should walk after their own ungodly lusts. And every last one of them that mocked us, that are not of the elect, didn't repent, they're going to die. They're going to die in their wickedness. Because we warned them, pursuant to Ezekiel chapter 3. And throughout Ezekiel 33, throughout Ezekiel, I believe also in Ezekiel 18, if I'm not mistaken. So, this is what I did. I said, let me go to the etymon of the word. Let you hear it.
Strong's G 1702, impaizo. Impaizo.
Impaizo, which means to play with. See, we're not nothing to play with because we're on a mission sent from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So when you mock us, you're mocking the Most High. You're disrespecting the Most High. And when Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai comes, he's going to do some major damage. He's going to do some major damage. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. You can't, you can't compare it to any other time in history. Where can you go into history, biblical history or otherwise, where you had a place that got hit with fire that's 5,000 square miles? From the approximately 5,000 square miles. From the north to the south is approximately 2,000 miles. From the east to the west, 5,000 miles. I'm sorry, 3,000 miles. It says to play with, trifle with, to mock, to delude, deceive. Because what they do, they want you to follow them and stop. To them, this truth that we're bringing out to the people, to the elect, they don't want us to. They say, y'all are foolish. You got to stop playing games. You got to get with the truth. Your ancestors are African or whatever the case may be. So we're at the time now when the Most High getting ready to, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai getting ready to do his thing. Now when you go, this is 13 times, and most of the time it's talking about the Messiah being mocked. So when Yahweh Shai, comes back, he's going to put some major damage on these people. That includes Israelites. Like right here, Matthew 20 verse 19. And they shall deliver him to the Gentiles to mock and to scourge, talk shit about him, spat on him, kicked him down, hit him with rods, hit him with whips, smacked him and said, who prophesied? And to crucify him, and the third day he shall be raised. Now, let me come down here. I'm not going to read all of them. Give me a second. Where the hell is it? I was reading it. Okay, here it is. Matthew 27, verse 41. Likewise also the chief priests, the chief priests. Do we know any chief priests around here? Mocking. He was mocking the Lord, him, what the scribes and elders said. Let me see. Should I open this up? Yeah, let me open this up. I already know what it's going to say, but he saved others, himself he cannot save. If he be the king of Israel, let him now come down from the cross and we will believe him. So they made mockery out of him. They said this guy was going around saying he's Messiah. Look at him now. The Romans beat his ass and they got him on a damn cross. There's another one. Yeah, and they said Mark 15. Give me a second. Give me a second, y'all. I'm expecting an important call, so I'm going to close it on this. But you get the picture. Right here. Luke 23:36. And the soldiers also mocked him, coming to him, and offering him vinegar. 11th verse, the same chapter. And Herod, the Edomite, with his men of war, set him at naught and mocked him and arrayed him in a gorgeous robe and sent him again to Pilate. So they were, at first Herod heard of his fame, and he figured that he would, make a miracle happen. But the Lord, ignored him. Like, who the hell are you? You ain't nothing but an Edomite. Even though Herod, the Herodian dynasty, that family, they look like Jake. But anyway, at the end of the day, the Most High going to do some major damage. He's going to do major damage to 2/3 of the Israelites that's here in America. It's not all the Israelites. Israelites that's here in America represent, they're not of the elect, they represent the 2/3. So you're going to have Israelites scattered throughout the whole. There's got to be like 4 billion. There's 9 billion people. The population of the earth is supposedly 9 billion, and I would think that Israel would be 4 billion. And I was watching Chicago GMS, and they were saying the same. They said the same thing. They said they believe there's about maybe 4 billion Israelites on the planet Earth. So how many millions are here in America? Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next. Shalom.